Hey folks, welcome to DD Tech Talks. I'm Jake, and today we're going to talk about breaking in subwoofers. Breaking in subwoofers. We get daily calls from customers asking, do I really need to break in my subwoofers? How should I do that? Why should I do that? When should I do that? Here at DD Audio, we fully embrace the practice of breaking in your subwoofers. So, why should you break in your subwoofers? Whenever a DD subwoofer is fresh off the assembly line, its suspension system, specifically the spiders, is extra stiff and needs to be broken in. This is because DD subwoofers are designed to provide a high level of control in a ported enclosure within a recommended power band. After the subwoofer is broken in, you'll notice that it plays deeper with a higher dynamic range and more output. What's physically happening is the resins in the spider pack begin to soften and break up a little bit. The woven fibers that compose the spider begin to stretch out, and the surround also becomes more pliant. This is a brand new spider. It's crackling. It's very hard. It's very hard. As everything starts to loosen up, the subwoofer will exhibit a bit higher excursion and the FS will drop. FS, or free air resonance, is the point at which the subwoofer reaches its highest output at the lowest power input. This means it takes less power to create the same output at a lower frequency. Here, let me show you. Without any break-in at all, the subwoofer traveled about 3/8 of an inch in one direction at 155 to 159 watts of power at 39.1 hertz. Next, I played the subwoofer for about an hour at 39.1 hertz. I found that I could achieve about the same amount of excursion at the same amount of power, but now it was taking place at 38 hertz. I let the subwoofer play for another 2 hours at 38 hertz this time. When I came back to check on it, I discovered that I could achieve a tiny bit more of excursion, about a 32nd of an inch, not much, but at the same output power, only this time it was at 36.2 hertz. Next, I let the subwoofer play a little longer, this time 3 hours. When I came back, I'd achieved about another 32nd of an inch of excursion, except this time, the lowest possible power was at 34.9 hertz. Next, I let the woofer play for another 3 hours at 34.9 hertz. After this period of time, the excursion stayed about the same, but the lowest power input was achieved at 34 hertz. As you can see, with only 9 hours of break-in time, the FS has already dropped 5.1 hertz. If we continued the break-in process, the FS would continue dropping until it eventually stops. Whenever the FS stops dropping, the woofer's pretty much broken in. Whenever you're building an enclosure, the final post-break-in FS is what you want to use in the calculations for your enclosure. If your subwoofer isn't performing as well as you expected in your enclosure, it's probably because it's not fully broken in yet and has yet to achieve the post-break-in FS. So, how should you break in your subwoofer? Well, there are a couple methods to accomplish the task. If the subwoofer is already installed in an enclosure in your vehicle, just turn up your subsonic filter to about 40 hertz for the first 12 to 24 hours of play. Basically, about a week to 2 weeks depending on how much you drive your car and which subwoofer you're breaking in. During this period, we suggest listening to the system at a moderate volume. Just be smart about it. Basically, just don't go around giving people banging demos during this period of time. After the break-in period, you can begin to lower and fine-tune your subsonic filter and responsibly raise the bass back up. If you haven't installed your subwoofer yet, this is how you'll want to do it. Basically, the sub will sit outside of an enclosure or in free air, playing a low frequency around its pre-break-in FS for about 24 hours. You start by making sure that the subwoofer is secure and will not move during the process. Also, that any ventilation, the back plate holes, and the lower holes in the basket are not covered and freely allow air to flow through them. The easiest way to accomplish this is to build a little rig that will hold the subwoofer. One like this one, or one like this one, if you want to do multiple woofers at once. Once the subwoofer is secure, start playing it at a low power level. As the suspension breaks in, you can gradually increase this power level every few hours. This will increase the amount that the subwoofer is moving and progressively break in the suspension. When using either of these methods, it's important to monitor clipping of the amplifier and excursion levels of the subwoofer to avoid damaging it. If the woofer starts giving off the nasty smell of burning adhesives, trust me, you know the smell. If the clipping light starts going off, I know you know what that is. Or if it starts making weird noises that don't sound right, turn it down immediately. Remember that not all subwoofers take the same amount of time to break in either. For example, this is the spider from a 2500 series subwoofer. It's small, it's pretty soft to begin with, because that's all it needs. This is the spider from a 9500 series woofer. It's much thicker, much larger, and much harder to bend. Even within a single series of subwoofers, the break-in time can vary. If you have a 9500 with soft suspension, you have 1 spider in there. If you have a 9500 with standard suspension, you have 2 spiders in there. If you have a 9500 with extra stiff suspension, there are 3 spiders. Really take the time to observe your subwoofer's activity during the break-in process and just have a little patience. It will be worth it. Well, hopefully this has helped you understand the importance of breaking in your subwoofer. If you have any questions about the specifics of breaking in a subwoofer or the many configurations of suspensions that we offer, feel free to give our customer service department a call. Don't forget to head over to ddaudio.com/dealers to find a dealer near you. If you like these videos, give us a thumbs up. Maybe hit that subscribe button too, and the little bell button next to it. If you click the little bell button next to it, you'll get a notification anytime we post a new video. And feel free to share with your friends too. If you have any suggestions for any of these Tech Talk videos, feel free to post them below in the comments. We want to help educate you guys to get the most out of our products. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you on the next DD Audio Tech Talks.